I would like to take this opportunity to give people a chance to get to know the real Annette, because we know you as like this CX guru, like the queen of CX, this great author. And, but I'd like to really, kind of dig in a little bit deeper. Have you ever played the game This or That?
It's been a while. It's been a
It's
while. So
been a
yeah,
while. It's been a
yeah.
while. Well, I play it in that, we both play the game.
Okay.
And so I'm going to give 2 words or phrases, and then you
Okay.
tell me what you think. I'll answer also, and
Okay.
why.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one, video meetings or in-person meetings?
Ooh. I'm going to go with in person.
Okay, all right. Why?
And that comes with a caveat because I do love video meetings and not
Mhm.
traveling as much now. Which is really nice. I will give you an example of something that happened many years ago. It was probably like 20 years ago. I was working with a client, and for some reason, I don't even remember what it was, but we started butting heads. We just started butting heads, and it wasn't going very well. The relationship wasn't going well at all. And I was like, you know what? I need to hop on a plane and go down to Phoenix and meet with her because we got to fix this. We got to make this right. I don't know what's happened, but the relationship has fallen off its wheels, right? So went down there, had a great in-person meeting. We had dinner. At the end of the night hugged, and everything was good. And the relationship was so much better afterwards. I mean, there's a lot to be said for in person and the relationship that you build when you're in person. Yeah. So that's my answer. It's about the relationship building. Not that you can't do it like this, like you and I are
Mhm.
here, but it just, hey, sitting next to each other, having a glass of wine and the hug at the end of the night. It's like, yeah, we're good.
And this one was hard for me because I am the same way. I feel like there are times that
Yeah.
you need that in person, but on the regular, and this is what, like, I like this game because it tells you a lot about people, but you don't get the context. Like, it just spits out questions, right? So everybody takes their own context. So I was like, well, on the regular day to day, like, I prefer the video meetings. But to your point,
Yeah.
like, if there's something going on, I'm going to be like on a plane,
Oh yeah.
Annette, what's going on? Let's go have
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah.
But on the regular, I prefer the video meetings because I can make sure that I have all of my notes. I can look things up on the fly. I can go
Exactly.
pull up data. So I went with video meetings for that purpose. But I agree with you for, you know,
Yeah.
there is a time and a place and stuff for in person.
Yeah.
All right. Winter or summer?
Summer. 110% summer.
I didn't like this one. I didn't
Oh,
like this one at all because
this
I am more of like a fall.
oh, yeah, fall or spring,
Like,
yeah.
I was like a fall or spring. So I went with winter because, like, I can, in Texas, summer is, 110 degrees.
Yeah, yeah,
So I was like, I would rather take winter and have
yeah,
to layer up than, there's only so much you can
yeah.
take off.
Agreed.
And
I know.
nobody wants to see that, Annette.
I
Because,
love it. I love it. That's awesome. Well, I went with winter because I grew up in Ohio and froze
ah,
my ass off, and I moved out here to Southern California back in the late 80s and have not looked back. And we get the same in the summertime. It can be blazing hot, but oh, I would rather have that than the 20 below and
yeah,
5 feet of
see,
snow and all that.
I used to, and you knew this. I used to live in Southern California, and if
Yep.
I was still living there, I probably would have picked summer
Yeah.
because the summers in SoCal much different than the
Yeah.
summers in Texas,
Definitely. You
and
guys have moving?
that summer
Yeah.
is very different. And
Yeah.
I would have picked that there. So,
Agreed.
coffee or tea?
Coffee. Although I have a cup of tea here in front of me, but it is also later in the afternoon. But I drink decaf. I have drank decaf since my kids were born, and so yeah, and that was my oldest is 21, so it's been a while. But I drink decaf for the most part. So
I'm like you. Like, I like a good cup of tea, especially after I've been traveling across Europe or
yeah.
something. But I am a coffee person. I have not switched to decaf.
Ooh. That's okay though. No judging.
I will tell you that in fact, there are times that people are like, "How many cups have you had today?"
Mm, yeah. Not enough. Not enough.
Okay, y'all like Happy Ann. It's good.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
All right, last one.
Right.
Action movies or romantic comedies?
That's
I
a
know
tough
this one's
one.
hard. This one's hard.
Oh, this is a tough one because I like both. Geez, wow. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go with action movies because, yeah, I'm gonna go with action movies because rom-coms can be corny sometimes. Not that action movies can't be, but it goes back to James Patterson, right? Danielle Steele versus James Patterson. I'm James Patterson all the way. When I go onto Netflix and I look for a movie, I don't generally search for rom-coms. I'll typically search for some kind of an action or drama.
So this is one of those questions that had you asked me 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it would have been rom-coms.
Mm,
Because that was in the era of like Notting Hill, My Best Friend's
right.
Wedding,
Yes, true.
like all of those things,
Yeah.
which corny, yes, but just a different kind of romantic comedy. And there's just not that kind of romantic
Agreed.
comedy anymore.
Yeah.
So now it is Fast and Furious and Marvel and like all of these like massive action movies. And
Absolutely.
I'm all about the action. I mean, we just
Agreed.
watched Fast and Furious 9
Oh, how
the
funny.
other night.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I'm right there with you again. But this is one of the reasons I like this game is because one, it's very interesting to hear without the
Right.
context what we're going to answer, and two, your answer could change
Yeah.
depending on where you are, what's going on in the world. So it's fun.
Absolutely. I love it. I love that. Let's do it again sometime.
We will, and who knows what questions we'll get,
Right.
because it just randomly gives you stuff.
I love
So,
that.
well, thank you for playing.